Hey, Hare Krishna everyone, and welcome to another fabulous episode of the Welsh Yogi podcast. Today we have a nice guest. His name's Bhakta Ben. He's been a monk in the ashram here in Wales for almost 3 years, and he's come on to speak about some amazing topics which you just want to stay tuned and listen to the podcast. Let me just make a quick announcement. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our goal is 1,000 subscribers. Tell your nan, tell your mum, tell your dad, tell everyone you know. Subscribe to the Welsh Yogi podcast, and without any further ado, roll the intro.
Welcome to the Welsh Yogi podcast.
Hare Krishna everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Welsh Yogi podcast. Nice. We're here with Prema Sagar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
And we've got Bhakta Ben from the Brahmachari Ashram in
Hare
the house.
Krishna, everyone.
Welcome on.
Thank
Is it your
you.
first time on the podcast?
Yes, I'm very excited.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like we've had you on before.
No, there was one time we were traveling and I was asked to read something.
You were in, there was an episode with the light of the Bhagavat.
Yes.
So it's your second time on the podcast.
Yes.
If we're being 100% honest. But no, we wanted to get you on actually. We've just had the last episode, if anyone watched it, I'm sure someone watched it, was with Gauranga Gopal.
Yeah.
And he was talking about kind of the strategy of like setting goals and things like that. And I know you're someone who does a lot of journaling, right?
Yeah.
So I thought we could get you on and have a little conversation about how that's affected you maybe, or how you use that as a tool for your spiritual life.
Do any of you guys journal also, by any chance?
I used to journal a lot, but I want to get back into it.
Yeah.
On and off.
It's something that I never really was into before I was a devotee. But I was inspired by certain people to get into it because my mind I'm quite a vata, so I've got a very airy mind. My mind will drift off to different places. And I think I was struggling quite a lot to bring myself back and try and recognize what it is I'm struggling with. So, I spoke to quite a few, we call them senior monks, people who've been around longer. And they just told me if you try once a week, then bring it to once a day. So you do it every day throughout the week. So I tried for 1 year, 2 years ago, journaling every day. And it was a bit of a challenge, but you really feel the difference. So this year I've kind of altered my journaling style a little bit, which is less about the quantity, more about the quality of what I'm writing.
Interesting.
So, this year is only, the 25th of January. It's 25 days into the year. And I feel like my journaling has gone a lot deeper because the intention that I've set for journaling has shifted a little bit. And we were actually hearing, we were all at the Manor, right, on Sunday?
Indeed.
Bhakta Ben of Bristol was explaining about the service attitude is more important than the service. And I was reflecting on that a lot, actually. It's not just with our service, it's our attitude in general. Bhakti Maharaj says in this amazing lecture that he gives, he's got a whole list of lectures on YouTube, which is there to inspire people to go deeper. The playlist is just saying, go deep. And in one of the lectures called Attitude of Gratitude, he explains that there is actually no disability. The only thing that disables us is our attitude in life. And he was a great thinker. Bhakti Maharaj would journal every single day. He used to write offerings and letters to Prabhupada every single night.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to follow in the footsteps of the great saints, and all of our acharyas used to write. And you don't necessarily need to write scriptures early on, or be a translator of books, but it is good. It's a good tool. From Lord Brahma, we had books. So for me, it's something I was never into, but I've definitely felt the shift in my consciousness, and you really are able to see how much of a jewel Krishna consciousness actually is from just appreciating it and taking time out of your day to see what's actually going on, because it's a very deep thing that we're doing in Krishna consciousness, actually.
What's your approach then? Are you writing like what happened in the day, or are you writing like your aspiration? Like what's a journal entry look like for you?
when I first started journaling, I think I was a Dear Diary guy.
Dear Diary.
Today I went to the temple and I chanted 16 rounds in one go.
And I had some curry for breakfast.
There was a hole in my sock. It was really tough.
And that was basically the whole year of my first year of journaling. And then I spoke with Keshava Swami about this. I said, like, my journaling seems to be just a Dear Diary. And he was encouraging me to, be more introspective, independently thoughtful were his words. Because we live in a spiritual life isn't just all peace and quiet. It's quite a busy environment, actually, because it's a Krishna consciousness movement. It's spreading and it's moving, and therefore it's active. So also alongside of that, when you have things that are active, your mind also becomes very active. So recently, because I recognized that we've got busier, we've got such a great project ahead of us here in T Krishna, I've had to change my style a little bit. So what I do now, instead of just writing what happened, I kind of briefly write what's happened, but I try and write what have I realized or what has actually hit my heart, what's made a difference. So, and in class also, I've been trying to get into that. I noticed in the manor, a lot of devotees were writing whilst people were giving class. They were journaling and making notes. And I like your smile because I said the manor. And
He loves the manor.
yeah, I love the
love
manor.
the
It's a
manor.
very
They do.
beautiful place.
It's an amazing place.
Very mystical.
Everyone in Wales thinks I'm from the manor because I wear purple all the time. That's the only reason. Burgundy. So, I noticed everyone was reflecting and being more introspective, and I've tried to take that in also. So now with class, I'm writing every day what people are saying and going back through the notes before I go on Sankirtan. So this year's approach is more of like, you write down what you've been up to, but now it's time to start to write these things down which are coming real in your life. And Dr. Prabhu mentions it in it's a really nice podcast, the Sankirtan Hour podcast. He mentions that realization means something which becomes real to you. It's not something that just appears out of nowhere. It's something over time it becomes real and you can actually see it. So in my journaling, I've noticed that, when I jot things down and I reflect, I can really see how, you can just see how amazing Krishna's mercy is actually. You can see how he intervenes at the right time. And
Is it because did you listen to the last episode with Granga?
I listened to a little part
bit,
part of it. Yeah, I haven't finished.
Because he was talking about strategy and what was it tactics and strategy?
Tactical wins, strategic wins, like
wins.
short-term and long-term kind of planning, basically.
Yeah, planning, short-term, long-term. I kind of like the idea of journaling being this kind of vehicle for you to be able to zoom out, like to kind of inject that greater perspective into what happened in the day. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, because if you're constantly like writing about this theme every day, the greater theme, then, because he was saying like in the moment, how you make your decisions, are they in line with your overall view or are they kind of reactionary? Like in a war, say, it's like, okay, we come up with this battle that we have to fight today in war. And it's like, how does this fit into the bigger picture? Instead of just reacting, and I don't know, it gets you a bit more conscious of
definitely
of your life in the context of the greater battle. I'd say something like that,
Yeah. Also, I'm thinking like the monk lifestyle is very conducive to effective journaling because we actually don't have so much time left. Like, before you became a monk, you might have had like an hour or two to just sit down, but monk life can be quite busy. We might have 20 minutes left at the end of the day and it's like, okay, I got to write down the most important thing from this day and that will come with you. And that's what you really need when you go back to reflect on your journal, isn't it? The most important thing you learned that day.
Yeah, nice. So you also keep notes for classes and...
Yeah, that's something that's an addition.
Yeah.
I was actually noticing that this morning when we were making notes for class. Granga gave a really, really beautiful class. It's Advaita Acharya's appearance day today. And he often gives amazing classes, but it felt extra special just because I felt like I gave the effort to actually listen. I've noticed it this year. I never really was into... I've always been a very, very spontaneous person, like running around the world, looking for traveling, looking for fun and new experiences. But over the past couple of months, I've really noticed how beautiful it is to actually stay in one place and dedicate all of your energy in service to those around you in one place. Because when I've journaled, I've really noticed that shift in my consciousness. It's the appreciation for those around me in the close quarters is really increased. And I feel like that's something that, when I've also spoken with Keshav Maharaj about this, and he said to me, you can go to all the temples, but what happens is that you just run away from dealing with yourself. So it's the same with journaling. If you don't reflect, if you don't spend that time to actually deal with yourself, you'll never make progress in spiritual life. It might be a little bit slower, but because this is something I wrote last night, we have to learn to process the process. But it's true. Like we have to learn how to try to deeply reflect and introspect about what's going on, in our spiritual life. Because it's a spiritual process. It's something which purifies our consciousness, helps us to see with a clearer lens. But if we don't deal with those things that are getting in the way of us cleaning our heart, then how are we going to do it?
Shunvatam Swakata Krishna
Punya
Punya Shravana
Kirtana,
Kirtana Vidyanto Stohabhadrani. That's the first verse that you made me learn, isn't it, Bhakta? You advised me to. You
advised me to learn that one.
And you told me I should learn that, yeah.
Everyone should learn that. Bhagavatam 1 to 17.
Can you explain it?
Yeah, it's Krishna from within cleans your heart if you develop an urge to hear the message of Krishna, basically. It's like but that's the thing, is like having that tool every day to process the process. Because it can be a very overwhelming process. And, even when you're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, like Krishna is constantly testing his devotees in a way that, say you're an athlete, you're constantly being tested so that you can improve. Like you're constantly going to the gym and you test your strength and then you get better, stronger. So it's like that. Krishna is testing us, and that test can be wearing. And I definitely, when I was in the ashram especially, I found like journaling was the process of like kind of defragmenting my hard drive. It's like everything gets all jumbled up. It's such a fast-paced life. Outside the ashram too, you got kids, you got bills, you got work, you got your spiritual chanting, you got your reading, so many things, but you can sit down in the book and the page is clean at the beginning of each day. Like it's a blank slate and you can just start writing things down. It's like a way of processing the process, because it's not easy to be glorious. And that's what the path of spiritual life is about. Living a glorious lifestyle. It is like, like
there's something really special also just about writing. I mean, you can make notes on your phone or on a laptop, but just having the pen and the page, and it's like it's a special moment when you can just sit down, shut everything else out, and just focus your mind on the page and just let what needs to come out. Like you're saying, it's digestion.
Amazing, isn't it? Just a piece of pen and paper.
Yeah,
it's such an important tool. Like I remember when I was reading the Bhagavatam, even now I've got this book, and every day I read and I write what page I started on, and then the page is open for me to write anything which jumps off the page at me.
Yeah.
So it means that when you are studying the books, it's almost like you're mining for a gem. Like you want something to write down. It's not like you're just reading. It's like you're searching for a little bit of, and that's what that verse you just quoted. If you develop the urge to hear, like the message of Krishna, that's what that is. It's like, okay, I want to hear today. It like tricks yourself into trying to find something so that you don't have a blank page at the end of the reading. It's cool though, isn't it? Just pen and paper.
It's interesting, isn't it, how much deeper you can go in your spiritual life just from using these little instruments. Like I've also been doing the same as what you're doing, but not on the pen and paper. I've been journaling on pen and paper, but I've been using my laptop, the verses that I'm reading, and then whatever stands out, highlight, put a title of what it really means. And then when you finish your reading, you can go back and then you just remember little segments of Prabhupada's purports, and they're so powerful. Like,
yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Anyway, so you just like won the UK Championship book distribution marathon, right? I feel like we've got to celebrate that.
Thank you.
So like for the listeners who don't know, there's like a competitive amongst the monks.
Very competitive.
Within the UK, amongst all the monks, there's the competition for who can distribute
spiritual competition.
Yeah, spiritual competition. Who can distribute the most like books, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and in the whole of the UK, the winner came from Wales.
I'm very proud.
Making us proud.
It's a Welsh
Making us proud.
land of my fathers.
Land of my father.
Even though you're
Well done.
I
Bristolian.
am from Bristol, but
Born in Bristol, made in Wales.
yeah.
Made in
Exactly.
Wales.
So that's a cool achievement. But the way that you actually won the competition was that you were distributing the sets
Yeah.
of Srimad Bhagavatam, right?
Yeah, and CC sets.
Chaitanya Charitamrita. So like, because we had Koladweep on a couple of, like maybe 2 weeks ago, and he likes distributing sets.
He loves book distribution.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, like, if you were, say I'm just a new listener or someone on the street, and I hear about this book, Srimad Bhagavatam, maybe I see it. It's not in our set anymore. It's slightly offset. But you see the Bhagavatam. How would you describe what this book is and what it can do for me, you know?
Yeah.
Like, actually give the...
Here it
the
is.
book.
This is a Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. I'll put it here. Nice and safe.
Oh, you want it on the...
So, there it is.
Wow, that looks nice. It is an attractive looking cover.
So beautiful, isn't
It's
it?
probably the most beautiful book I've seen in my life.
That and Krishna book.
Krishna book's hardcore, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Bhagavatam distribution. For me, something that happened in the marathon, I really started to realize that I'm not going to say it's not me distributing the books, it's Krishna. I'm not going to say that. I haven't realized that.
Yeah.
But I realized people only, and we hear this, they only care. What is the saying? They only care.
If you care.
No, I know what it is. They only care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Exactly. So people don't really care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Whoa, slow that down.
Hang on, we gotta.
People don't know how much you care until you know how much we...
No. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
People don't care.
How
So
much
it doesn't matter if you're clever.
If you're displaying knowledge, if they don't think that you care for them, then they're not going to hear your, whatever you have to say. you know?
Like people are just looking for friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gopal mentions it. He says some people are just sat at home watching the TV, waiting for Lord Chaitanya's devotees to come in and save them from this confusion and illusion, you know? So that was something I was really meditating on. And the mood in which you can distribute these sets isn't about trying to get the score, actually. And it's because when you have to read the books to get an attraction for them. And then once you're attracted, ultimately you're filled with gratitude that you naturally want to give it to others. So in the marathon, I also was journaling a lot. And that is when you can really start to appreciate devotees, what we're doing as a movement, and everything else about Krishna consciousness. And once you've got that, then you're fueled with this real gem of like understanding how beautiful what we do is. So then you're out on the street, you have this beautiful gem of knowledge in front of you, and you just want to give it. So people don't really necessarily listen to what you say. They, like Bhakta always said to me, they can sniff the intention. So if people, if I was really wanting to beat, I was really wanting to beat Bhakta Joel on book points.
You want to win, like I want to win.
I want to beat him.
Yeah.
We were competing.
Against another.
And when I was
monk,
trying like that, okay, right, so back to Joel, he's got a plan. I know what he's trying to do. You were in on part of the plan, I think, as well. But he's trying to distribute loads of books on mass. And I was thinking, right, okay, I've got to make sure he doesn't catch me. And I went out one day and I just got, people were just really intense with me, They can sense it. They're like, who's this guy? Like, who does he think he is,
Yeah.
And just, you even try to be nice to people. Excuse me, like, oh!
Yeah.
So throughout the marathon, when I wasn't in that consciousness and I had read and become absorbed, and you naturally just feel your heart open up. And then when people meet someone with an open heart, then the heart also opens. And if you've got two open hearts, what it means is that Krishna then can sit in the heart and have a little dance. So this is a really nice exchange on book distribution, especially when you're going out not just to get a score, but you're going out to genuinely help people. I remember my first ever winter marathon, I had an email about book distribution. I asked someone, what is this winter marathon actually about? And they said, it is not that you're taking anything from anyone, you're simply giving people an opportunity of a lifetime. Because within those books there's a whole culture of spiritual life, and you don't just read the books, you also become best friends with people who are deeply rooted and deeply connected. So it's not that we're just giving books; we're giving people an opportunity of a lifetime through them. But through those books, people have been visiting the temples. They've been starting to chant, and they've also, started to develop to urge to hear the books, which then cleanses their heart. So when I was giving out Bhagavatam sets, the only sets I distributed were to those people which I had a nice exchange with, and just tried to be just to be normal and be a friend, to people, because people need friends. People are so lonely. I remember reflecting before I was in the ashram. There were so many evenings where I would just be like sat on my own with loads of Cadbury's chocolate and watching the football, looking for
What's
something.
wrong with that? I was doing that last night.
Yeah, without the Cadbury's, right?
Yeah. Haters gonna hate.
Come on, Ben.
I'm back in the room.
Back in the room. Yes. No, it's cool. It's like something you stood out to me there when you was talking. You said that the books contain like a whole spiritual culture, and it's like that's why I've been reading Bhagavatam about the first canto. There's grandfather Bhishma, who's like a great warrior, and he basically gets beaten in a battle, and he's laying there with like 1,000,000 arrows piercing his body, and he's like floating above the ground with all these arrows sticking in him, like he's done. Yeah. But Yudhishthira, who's like Arjuna's brother, all of the Pandavas, they turn up, and the sun's setting, and Krishna's there, and like the Pandavas are like these 5 like brutal warriors. Yeah. They're like the biggest, baddest, hardest monsters in the world, like they got bow and arrows and clubs and weapons. And it says that they sat gently by Bhishma Dev's side. Like they were very just relaxed, and they were just there with him. And Yudhishthira, he won the battle of Kurukshetra, means that virtue defeated vice, or the good side defeated the bad side. Yeah. And he looks at Bhishma, he talks to Bhishma, and he says, like, can you give me like instructions on the best way to run a society? And then this is the book just after this. Bhishma Devi gives like all of these instructions about how to run a society in a way that the people will be happy, the leadership will be happy, and there's so much harmony, and it's all connected to God and pleasing dharma, pleasing religion. And it's like you hear these instructions on how to run society in like a just and moral way, and then you look out the window and you see like, I don't know, like Donald Trump's invading Greenland, and there's like Russia's and China's trying to take over the economy, and it's like all of this kind of greed-based leadership. Yeah. And it's like, okay, there's a problem here, and this book literally has the solution to that. Yeah. And it's not like, okay, let's all become communists, let's all become capitalists, let's become this, that, and the other. These things that don't actually last and work, because we've seen them come and go and rise and fall. The Bhagavatam says, no, you need to live your society with God in the center. Yeah. Put Krishna in the center of your society, and allow everyone to act according to their nature and plug into that. And everyone will be prosperous, happy. There'll be as much wealth as anyone would ever need. And I'm like, this is not like an ordinary book. Like the Srimad Bhagavatam has full instructions on how to run a society perfectly. And you can see it in T. Krishna when you come here, like, the way that it's growing, and the quality of the facility that's going to come out. It's like those people that are following the teachings of the Bhagavatam are exhibiting. People say, why do you need a big fancy temple? It's like, we're not going for that, but it's happening because we're following Dharma. There's wealth coming. It's like, it's not like some greedy money grab. It's like, no, it's like everyone's putting their heart into this, and it's growing out of that. And that's the point. It's like when you put God in the center, like the material vision doesn't make sense. It's like easy to see it and criticize, but
I was just thinking at that point that material advancement, material things, it's like stacking one zero after the other. You can stack so many zeros, but it's all zero. But then when you put the one at the start, in other words, when you put God at the center, then all of that has value. I'm not sure where I heard that from, but
so Ben's worth 10. Ben 10. Because he's just 1-0, isn't he?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I used to get that a lot as a kid. Actually.
Ben 10.
Yeah.
I got the watch.
Or Big Ben, because I've got a tattoo and everyone thinks it's Big
You're
Ben.
Big Ben. I was Big Ben.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's actually a point I was thinking when you were just mentioning about how, I explained that the Bhagavatam also has this culture inside of it, and then you went on to explain how Bhishma Dev was, showing how to run a perfect society. And that point you mentioned that the devotees who went to it, you just did?
It's the Pandavas. It was
Yeah,
even Vyasadeva was there.
but they
all
went
the
and they
sages,
all the sages,
all the greatest sages.
and when they
of the
went, what was
universe.
that mood when they went there?
They were gentle.
Gentle. So I was reading the other day in one purport in the 3rd canto. So there's this pastime where someone gets impregnated with 2 demons, and
Quite a crazy
Whoa,
story.
what?
sorry, that was
We need some context.
Yeah.
here you go. But skipping through it just so I can get to the point. There's their grandson was a pure devotee, and he was born in a demonic family. His name's Prahlad Maharaj. We all know Prahlad Maharaj, right?
If you don't know Prahlad Maharaj, there's a movie on Netflix. Like anyone listening now, if you got some time, you like the Welsh Yogi podcast, you come to Temple a bit. It's called, what's it called? Maha Avatar.
Mahavatar Narasimha Dev.
There's a film. Just type into your Netflix now.
right now. Pause.
Pause this. Maha Avatar. Okay, it's an animated movie
It's amazing.
based on a story from the Bhagavatam,
Yes.
and it's accurate. It's in line with what the Bhagavatam says. I just cut you off.
No,
But
it's fine.
I did a bit of movie promo in the
we
middle.
needed it. It's a definite watch. So
Yeah.
the Bhagavatam, this story with Prahlad Maharaj, his grandmother, she realizes, okay, I've got a pure devotee coming as a grandchild. And she's very appreciative. And Prabhupada writes in the purport that pure devotees, they have this quality, which is that when envious people come in close... I didn't look at you. You're just doing a podcast with you. Close quarters. When envious people in close quarters come near a pure devotee, they naturally become very friendly. And I was reflecting on, there's so many saints actually that are alive right now. And we think saints are the past. But if you go to a Hare Krishna temple or somewhere where spiritual culture is actually being practiced, you can see modern day saints. And people on the street, they think it's just people of the past. But in Cardiff Bay, you've got people that are saintly, just walking around. So this is what I really appreciated in that purport. He's saying that when you go towards pure devotees, you naturally become friendly if you're envious, because they've got such a soft heart, and it's like fire. They just melt people's heart, and they burn away your contaminated vision, because they're pure, that they've become purified. So it just made me really appreciate, like you were saying, we have the Bhagavatam here, and it isn't just giving you knowledge about Krishna, but it's also giving you knowledge of how to live spiritually. And everyone in this world is looking for a blissful life.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Amen.
So if we read these books, not just amen.
Amen, brother.
If we read
Amen.
these books, then we won't just become happy, but we can make others and happiness isn't measured materially. That's what they have a really big misconception that being happy is measured materially, but it's not. So when I was speaking to people on the street about the Bhagavatam, I said, you want to be happy, right? And people, they obviously say yes, And I say, okay, but thing is though, we're looking for permanent happiness in a non-permanent place. I look around you. What's there? And they're like, oh, it's Burger King. Temporary, right? It's just a burger. Yeah. And what's that over there? Sports Direct. Yeah, that coat doesn't last long, does it? No. And then, what have you got on you? Nice Nike trainers, man. He's like, yeah. How much are they? 90 quid. Bit of a waste of money, right? So we were having these conversations. I was quite intense on the street. But you get people to realize, yeah, I'm looking for happiness. I'm looking for something. But I just don't know where to go. So reflecting on all of these things we just mentioned is like, okay, the Bhagavatam teaches you how to live, how to be spiritual, how to inspire other people. But at the same time, because of the knowledge, what it does is upgrade your consciousness in a way that you actually become an introspective thinker. Prabhupada says we should be as introspective as the materialists are speculative. So, and think about that, spiritual people should be very introspective. We shouldn't just sit around and have fun, We should think about things,
And I guess that's one thing is the journaling as a practice is an introspective tool, isn't it? It's like a vehicle for introspection. Hare Krishna, guys. We interrupt this broadcast just to give you a quick word from our sponsor. His name is Lord Nityananda, who embodies pure mercy and bliss. His name literally means eternal bliss. And his birthday was yesterday, Friday the 30th of January, and tomorrow, the very first day of February, we'll be experiencing, down in Bayview House in Cardiff, an amazing festival with plenty of singing, dancing and feasting. So please head on down, 3 p.m, Sunday the 1st of February, Nityananda Trayodashi. And back to the podcast.
Introspection is, Lord Prabhupada says we should be as introspective as a materialist is speculative. So
You just said that.
I know, so I didn't know you're cutting things. So
we don't cut anything.
So this is an important duty to think about things. There's a Sanskrit word, I don't know if I know the meaning, I'm going to say it because I've heard it. Vicharan paro. Ever heard that word?
I can't say I have.
No, bro.
Maybe I'm making it up, but please search it up.
Say it again.
Vicharan paro. Where's Vamsi when you need him?
Yeah.
So
I'm sick.
I was hearing this once by a devotee in Manchester, Deva Rishi Prabhu. He was giving class and he said, this is a very important principle of spiritual life, which is Vicharan Paro, to think about what you hear. And you were saying how important it is from that verse from Vitamsakatara Krishna, when you desire to hear the message. Hearing isn't just reading. It isn't just trying to use the time to get... we're supposed to get absorbed, actually, isn't it? We're supposed to really dive deep in what we're doing. So when we journal, when we introspect, then it helps us to check where we're really at and if we are going on those deeper levels in life. Sometimes we're just working 9 to 5. We're just doing our everyday thing, but we don't ever stop it and try to fine tune how we're living. So it's such an important part of our spiritual progress, to process the process, as I said before. And when you were saying also earlier about this really nice analogy, how when you journal, you zoom out and then you can see whether your reactions are, up to standard or not. And when you do journal, what happens is it puts a little bit of time and space between you and your reactions, because you're becoming more thoughtful. For people who don't reflect, don't introspect, what happens is they react instantly. And that's what causes a lot of friction. They say, why is it when two people are right next to each other, they argue? Well, they can obviously hear each other. Why are they shouting at each other? They don't need to shout. It's because their hearts are so far apart. So sometimes our spiritual heart and our heart are not connected. We're thriving for something so high in spiritual life, but we're not recognizing where we are at. And if we can try and relate the two and see where we've got to go through the power of introspection and journaling, then when you're in your spiritual life, you're not looking for satisfaction. What's the word when someone appreciates you? You're not looking for
Appreciation.
That's
what I just said.
Is that the word? Glorification.
The kind of glorification, but when someone,
Adoration.
Adoration. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, when
I wanna be adored. Have you heard that song?
no.
Is that?
Stone Roses.
Oh, okay. I was going to say something completely different.
Don't tell me.
I've never listened to Stone Roses. But yeah, that's what I was just trying to reflect on the past few weeks. Is that mood of okay, by doing these activities, we hear and chant, and that's the core. But if we want to dig a little bit deeper, we should have something in which we can make our tools sharper. We can't just, we have to become refined in our spiritual life. And I've not even been in the ashram 3 years, but I can see that through those years of introspection and guidance from people who've been through the spiritual path, then you really do feel that you've upgraded your consciousness.
I'm also just thinking that it's journaling is Shravanam. Is that no Smaranam, which is remembering, right? Because you're recalling, you're bringing up memories and you're churning them. And Smaranam, what is it? The third process or the fourth? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Vishnu. So you're remembering Krishna. Vishnu Smaranam in these different parts of the day, and in every little thing that happens. It's so it is actually one of the strong spiritual processes for elevation, remembering the supreme, you know.
Even without spiritual, just materially though. Like
Right. It's
so
a
many
powerful tool.
so many of us are like scrolling on our phone constantly, absorbed in this thing, not even thinking how we feel about a thing.
Yeah.
Like you know, maybe if your algorithms got you looking at one type of politics, then that just becomes you just repeat that and repeat that. But if you took a step back and think, how do I actually feel about this? Like, and you just spend time with your mind on a piece of paper in a simple way. You know, like no one wants to spend time with their mind. It's like there's a big obstacle to that. I personally, it's like, okay, I don't feel so good right now. Let's block it out with some YouTube scrolling or some
Cadbury's and football.
There's so many ways to block it out. Playing video games. It's like journaling is, you can spend time with your mind, but it's not so scary. It's not very painful. It's not as painful as just being there. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
I mean,
there's something about that.
most people run away from their minds, isn't it?
Yeah.
It seems like that's the
Like that's
or
the
just
go-to.
we do whatever our mind tells us to do,
Yeah.
so that it will be quiet. You know, like
We don't
my
listen.
mind's so agitated, and then it comes up with like, oh yeah, you should just watch TV. Okay,
Yeah, and then
and he goes, right, you're hungry now. You should go for a snack. Okay, I'll go for a snack. It's like we're just following our mind. And Taraknath says it time and time again, is a person whose mind is his guru has a fool for a disciple.
Yeah.
So it's like if your guru is your mind, then you're a bit of a fool. Like,
yeah, and
So-
just
go on.
I was just thinking when you said there the Vedic aphorism, Atato Brahma Jigyas. Now is your time to inquire, living entities. You know, when we start reflecting and asking these questions, then you know it's now that's our time, and then it kind of switches your track, isn't it? It kind of like elevates your consciousness because you're meant to inquire as to why are you here, what's the purpose, you know. So when you just step into that, then something shifts in your life and you start seeing things from a different perspective.
I guess like asking that question is inviting an answer from the universe or from Krishna, basically, isn't it? It's like, how do I feel about this?
Yeah,
Krishna, tell me. And when I write it down, can you tell me?
I had a really strong moment like that, really quick. Like I remember this day where I woke up and I just felt before taking up spiritual life, I just remember waking up one day. I was living with my parents, and I just had a strange feeling of confusion with my life and my purpose. And this is really cliche, but one day, you know, in the evening, I went for a walk just to kind of figure things out. And I remember looking up at the sky and having one of those, please, if there's anyone there, please, just what am I meant to do? What's my purpose? And I remember going to sleep that night, just feeling like, oh, this is a really strange day. I've never felt like this. But after that, and I've been sharing this with people on the street, after I seriously, sincerely inquired, and asked for help, then things started changing in my life in mystical ways, and that was like, oh, okay, someone's answering my question.
It's the desire.
Yeah.
Developable desire.
To inquire,
Develop.
otherwise you'll expire.
Develop the desire to
inquire.
inquire.
Of something higher.
Good title.
Otherwise you expire.
Yeah.
Is that a good one?
You're quite good at poetry, man.
I don't know.
Do you write poems in your...
I don't write poems, but I do write some prayers sometimes.
Nice.
Is
I used to do a lot of poems.
Yeah, you're a really amazing poet.
I wouldn't say I'm amazing. But Satsvarup Maharaj
wow.
has poetry books. You ever read any?
Not the poetry books, but I
You
do
have a
like
go
his
on the
books.
poems. I'll give you one. I'll hook you
Okay,
up.
I'll enjoy it.
Anyway.
I was just thinking, sorry to butt in, on that point that you were making about inquiry, and on this topic of the podcast of, thank you, Bhakta, of journaling and introspection. I was thinking about inquiry isn't just something you do once, isn't it? It's a whole. It's an endeavor that you should do often. It's a lifestyle, yeah. And you feel it when you're not open in your heart and you think you know stuff. Nothing goes in. Like it just, you're just proud walking around, think you know it all. Remember when I first went into orange robes, I was looking at cars and like check this guy out. He's a monk.
Look at me.
Yeah, you know.
Yo.
And on the street, people just responded funny because, they sniffed the intention. But if you like fine tune that again and you just think, okay, no, I'm here. I'm a student. Brahmachari, I mean student. You're a student. of life, of Krishna. You're trying to understand God. You're trying to understand how this world works, how to be a better person. And when you open your heart up to that mood, which is again what Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was saying, the only thing that disables you is your attitude. So imagine if you could live your spiritual life with an open heart of inquiry every single day, then that really gives you the well in which you can like catch that nectar of mercy, of spiritual knowledge. And from it's, I mean, I'm just talking this to realize it myself, to be honest, but it just made me think of that point. It's a whole everyday endeavor. And you said to me once, Bhaktrupa, like when you chant, you probably can't remember saying this, but you said it's not that you just chant Hare Krishna, you're actually asking Krishna, please help me. You can't remember saying that, but that really helped.
No, I remember that. Yeah, I give a lot of people guidance. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Not really, but no. What did you say? Sorry, what did I say?
You said to me, when you chant Hare Krishna, you're not just chanting Hare Krishna. You're asking Krishna, please help me, Krishna, please help me, Krishna. You did that, Krishna, please help me. Because we're struggling in life and we've got all these desires, the mind, everything else. So you're just calling out. That's what you're doing. Yeah. And then it's inquiring. Please help me. I need your help. I need your help. Or other way, please let me serve you so that I can, deal with my mind, connect with my heart, all these things.
It's interesting. Like I see, like the whole theme of this is like, if you put your life into spiritual life, then there's a reciprocation.
Oh wow, massively.
If you don't put life into it, like if you're not like actively pouring yourself into it, like.
Yeah.
Who developed the urge to hear his messages. Like, I want to read the Bhagavatam. Like, I want to hear something. If you're just like, okay, I got to do my reading today.
Oh.
Okay, I read all the words. Time to go. Like, it's...
Timer. Yeah.
Timing.
No, as in like, if you're just there with your timer, like, okay.
Yeah.
Now it's reading time,
30
boys.
minutes,
So
bim.
beep, beep, beep. It doesn't really go for here. Okay, I've done 38 minutes today. 20 minutes to an hour.
I was just thinking, like, connecting with last episode, because
Uh-huh.
I mentioned that thing, micro habits. I'm quite into that. But like with journaling, if you're struggling to do the journaling, then you can do the micro habit style. One sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's not okay. That's easy. I'll just do one sentence. Everyone's got time for a sentence.
Yeah,
the most important. Sum up your whole day in a sentence.
Yeah.
Just make that your habit. Okay, I'm going to just put that sentence in every day. If you want, I'm just thinking I need to do that myself. To be honest.
Same. No, it's cool.
That's cool. One sentence to sum up the day.
Yeah, why not? You can,
Let's do it.
We do so many things. We can just spend 1 minute reflecting on how beautiful life actually is.
Mm-hmm.
But we spend so much time. I've heard this point that, negativity doesn't give you anything in life, but it takes away. Positivity, it doesn't just give you something, but it also increases your lifespan because you've not wasted time. It's an interesting thing Tarakanath was saying about your profit margin. And when you put things in your spiritual bank account, it's never lost. And it's actually used for a purpose which will inspire others, but also will increase your devotion. But when we do the typical things like scrolling, I don't know what else but that's the main thing now, isn't it? Scrolling, TV, everything that isn't directed towards spiritual life.
Yeah.
A lot of the time it's like, okay, that time you can never bring it back. You cannot pay a certain amount of money to take it back. But if you spend 1 minute a day, at least you've put that in your profit margin.
Was that verse better a moment of full consciousness than a life of...
I don't know. Please
I
enlighten
can't remember
us.
the verse.
I've heard the verse, yeah.
Anyway, how's the time looking, Prema?
We're looking good. It's almost my bedtime
Same.
because I'm a monk.
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
literally
it's
getting tired.
late.
Like,
No, okay, we should.
it's late. It's almost 8.
Yeah, it's 10 to 8.
10 to 8, it's getting late. It's time to probably finish soon, right?
We've been yakking for 40 minutes, so
It's pretty good. No, it's been nice to have you on though, Ben.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
He's a really good talker, isn't he? Like you really.
Yeah, he's all right.
He doesn't want to let my ego. I can feel it. Batchup is very good at making sure my false ego doesn't get too much. He's very good at it.
I'm a bully.
But spiritual bully is what I need.
No, coach. Spiritual coach.
Yeah, coach.
But yeah, anyone listening, if you want a copy of the Srimad Bhagavatam, you know where to find us. We're on social media. And shout out to the lady that Prema met on the street recently. You met someone who'd listened to the podcast?
Yeah, really nice lady.
It'd be good if you remembered her name.
I'm so sorry.
But she knows who she is.
Yeah, no, she's our number 1 fan, I think.
Oh, really?
But she was really friendly, and she's a yoga teacher. Kamadhan Shah, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it the lady that Joel met, maybe?
No, maybe. I mean,
You never know. Joel met a yoga
We got-
teacher.
we
from
got a lot of
Carmarthen who
fans
loves
up.
us.
Anyway,
might be her actually.
Wow.
if you loved the video, please put a comment in the description, like it, and share it, and subscribe, and do all of the stuff that will boost it. Because we literally have goals this year.
Oh yeah.
Like we want 1,000 subscribers ASAP. So subscribe for goodness sake.
Yes.
Anyway, should we just play the outro music?
Yeah.
Like it's going to be a long. This outro music is going to be the full track.
Yeah.
So
Is it?
Yeah,
please enjoy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane Nama Namaste Saraswati Devam Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachacharya Satarini Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane Nama Namaste Saraswati Devam Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachacharya Satarini Namaste Bo Nityananda Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Bo Nityananda Bo Hari 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 Bo Haribo, Haribo, Om Chananda Bo, Haribo, Haribo, Om Nityananda Bo, Haribo, 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 Haribo. Haribo, 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 Bo Nityananda Bo, Bo Haribo, Bo Nityananda Bo, Haribo, 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 Haribo. Haribo, 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 Oh Shigarada Bo, Haribo, Haribo, Oh Shigarada Bo, Haribo, 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 Haribo. Goshi Advaita Bo, Haribo, Haribo. Goshi Gadadha Bo, Haribo, Haribo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, go. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Go. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,